We are currently living through what experts are calling the sleep recession of 2026. Despite thousands of dollars spent on trackers, rings, and supplements, the quality of our rest is statistically lower than it was a decade ago. The problem often isn't what you aren't doing, but rather what you are keeping. Your bedroom has likely morphed from a sanctuary into a storage unit for stress, invisible toxins, and physiological disruptors. Today, we are purging 9 specific items that science says have no business being near you while you sleep. If you have a desk, a laptop, or even a stack of paperwork in your bedroom, you are fighting a losing battle against your own neurology. In 2025, the Headway study on remote work revealed that 56% of homeworkers now struggle to detach from their jobs, and those working from their bedrooms reported the highest rates of insomnia. The reason is simple, because your brain is an association machine. When it sees your pillow, it should trigger rest, but seeing a laptop triggers alertness and cortisol production. By keeping work materials within sight of your bed, you physically train your nervous system to remain vigilant in the one place it needs to power down. If moving the desk is impossible, you must hide the evidence by covering it with a blanket or using a room divider. The visual cue of unfinished business kills sleep. Take a look at the light bulbs in your bedside lamp. If they are standard cool white LEDs, unscrew them immediately. We used to think blue light was a vague term, but we now know the specific enemy is the 480 nanometer wavelength. This frequency hits the melanopsin receptors in your eyes with the force of high noon sunlight, instantly telling your pineal gland to halt melatonin production. Most standard household LEDs pump out massive amounts of this invisible blue spike, even if the light looks white to you. Recent data from 2025 suggests that cyan gap lighting physically removes this frequency, but you don't need fancy tech. Simply switching to warm, amber-hued bulbs with a color temperature below 2700 Kelvin prevents this biological error. If your bedroom lighting looks like an operating room, you are chemically preventing deep sleep before your head even hits the pillow. Check the tag on your sheets. If it says 100% polyester or microfiber, you have wrapped yourself in plastic. While these sheets are cheap and wrinkle-free, they act as insulators. A 2024 study comparing sleepwear fibers found that older adults fell asleep 14 minutes faster in wool and natural fibers compared to polyester. The mechanism is simple because your body temperature must drop by about 2 degrees faster to initiate sleep. Polyester traps heat and moisture against your skin, creating a microclimate that fights this natural cooling process. You might not wake up sweating, but your body has to work harder to thermoregulate, keeping you in lighter stages of sleep. Cotton, linen, or bamboo allows for airflow that synthetic weaves block. Quality of sleep is directly tied to thermal regulation, and plastic sheets are a barrier you cannot afford. We are removing the toxins from your life, one by one. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on health and wellness in 2026, hit that subscribe button and the bell. We dig through the research so you don't have to. Now, let's talk about the air you breathe. We often use air fresheners to make a room feel clean, yet they often introduce more pollution than they remove. Specifically, paraffin wax candles and cheap plug-in fragrances are major sources of indoor volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. A 2025 analysis of indoor air quality confirmed that burning paraffin releases benzene and toluene. These are known carcinogens that can cause respiratory irritation and headaches. When you burn these in a closed bedroom with poor ventilation, you effectively trap yourself in a gas chamber of chemicals for 8 hours. This doesn't mean you can't have nice scents. The shift in 2026 is toward 100% soy or beeswax candles with cotton wicks, or using essential oil diffusers. If the wax is translucent and cheap, it's likely polluting the air you rely on for restoration. Most people treat pillows as a lifetime purchase, but they are actually a hygiene filter that eventually gets full. There is a widely cited statistic that after 2 years, a major portion of a pillow's weight is dead skin, dust mites, and their droppings. While the exact percentage varies, the reality of the biological buildup is undeniable. In 2026, with allergies on the rise, sleeping on a fungal spore colony is a major health risk. Beyond the gross factor, the structural integrity of a pillow pillow collapses long before the fabric tears. If you fold your pillow in half and it doesn't spring back instantly, it is dead. A collapsed pillow forces your neck out of alignment, compressing nerves and closing your airway, which can lead to snoring and micro wake-ups. 2 years is the maximum lifespan. If you can't remember when you bought it, throw it out today. That pile of clothes on the chair isn't just messy, it causes chemical stress. A landmark study from UCLA's Center on Everyday Lives of Families established a direct link between high cortisol levels and the density of household objects. In 2026, we call this visual noise. When your eyes scan a room and see clutter like unfinished tasks, unread books, or tangled cables, your brain registers them as problems to be solved. This keeps your amygdala slightly activated, preventing the deep relaxation necessary for sleep onset. You do not need to be a minimalist monk, but your bedroom must be neutral ground. The doom piles typically accumulate in corners or on nightstands, so clear them out. If your last thought before closing your eyes involves cleaning up, you have already lost the battle for deep REM sleep. Foam changed sleep, but it also introduced a massive chemical load into our bedrooms. If you bought a bed in a box that didn't carry specific certifications like CertiPure US or GOLS, you might be sleeping on a block of unstable chemistry. A 2026 environmental report listed over 60 potential volatile organic compounds that can off-gas from polyurethane foam, including formaldehyde and methylene chloride. This off-gassing isn't just that new car smell that fades in a week, because low-level emissions can continue for years, degrading indoor air quality. Symptoms often look like morning congestion or unexplained headaches. You spend 1/3 of your life in direct contact with this material. If your mattress is a mystery block of foam from a random manufacturer, investigate it immediately. Your respiratory system does its most important repair work at night, so don't force it to fight chemical fumes while it tries to heal. We discussed physical clutter, but digital hoarding is a specific 2026 phenomenon that plagues bedrooms. Old phones, tangled charging cables, broken laptops, and tablets often end up in the drawer of shame next to the bed. This is not just wasted space because it creates a fire hazard and a mental burden. Lithium-ion batteries in old devices can swell and degrade over time. Keeping these devices near your bed reinforces the connection to the digital world. We are trying to sever at night. A 2025 survey on digital wellness suggested that removing all non-essential electronics from the bedroom improved sleep quality scores by nearly 20%. The bedroom is for sleeping, not for archiving obsolete technology. Move the e-waste to the garage or recycle it to clear both the drawer and the mind. Privacy concerns aside, the smart speaker on your nightstand is a physiological intruder. Almost all of these devices have status LEDs, which are tiny points of light that pierce the darkness. Even with your eyes closed, your eyelids are translucent enough to detect changes in ambient light, preventing you from reaching the deepest stages of rest. But it goes deeper, because the psychological awareness that a device is listening or waiting for a command keeps a part of your brain in standby mode. This is called vigilance. In 2026, the trend is moving back to dumb bedrooms. Analog alarm clocks are seeing a massive resurgence because they don't listen, they don't glow, and they don't update their firmware at 3 a.m. If you want true isolation from the world, the microphone next to your head has to go. Your bedroom is the only room in the house where productivity should not be the goal. Removing these 9 items helps you reset your biological baseline, rather than just clean a room. The sleep recession ends when we stop treating our rest environment as an afterthought. Strip it back to the essentials of clean air, darkness, and comfort. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to subscribe and share this with someone who needs a better night's rest. Sleep well, and we'll see you in the next video.